I think this is a given, but if you don't like crying or watching people cry, maybe skip the first half of this video. I talk about my car accident in the second half, so you can just skip to that, honestly. I'll leave timestamps, but I'm an ugly crier, watch out. Anyways, this is part 3. If you haven't watched 1 or 2, I'll link them. Enjoy.
This weekend turned into something I wasn't really expecting, honestly. I bled through my pants. I don't think I have any more pads either. Came home this weekend thinking, oh my god, I'm just gonna look so cute after this. Oh my god, it's gonna be the cutest thing. I'm gonna look so cute. I'm gonna love myself and I'm gonna go back to school and it's gonna be so much better. And look, I have a cool tattoo and oh my god, my hair looks cool now. And then I had a breakdown, clearly. Thought about dropping out before. Like, I haven't enjoyed college since I got here. Like, I'm not a college girl. Like, what can I say? Like, I've been trying to force something to happen, and it's just not happening for me. I hate it. I don't like what I'm studying. I don't like my school. I have moments where I'm okay, but I've genuinely, like, not had a moment where I'm like, this is what I am supposed to be doing. I feel super motivated. I love this. This is what I'm meant to be doing. So my whole life, I've been really good at school. I was in the Gifted and Talented program as soon as kids could be in it. So since first grade, I've just known that I'm a good student and that I am special, gifted and talented, whatever. I was in GT all of elementary school. I took GT classes in middle school, and then in high school, I didn't really have GT, but I just moved on to like AP classes, basically. I excelled at school. I was top 3% of my class, and all of this was without trying. I didn't realize that my mental health is probably the reason why I don't try, because like compared to other people that deal with depression and anxiety, I was excelling. Like, I was doing great, and at the time I didn't even think like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I'm just gonna half-ass this because I don't really care, was because of a mental illness. I thought it was just, I don't like school, I don't like this, I'm just gonna wait for the next thing, and I'll like that, I have to. So when it was time for college, just pursued costume design because I was good at it. Because I have this thing where if I'm good at it, I have to keep doing it, because if I decide not to do it anymore, I'm wasting my potential, even though I don't necessarily love it. It all seemed like so perfectly set up for me, and honestly it was. And I thought that I just didn't care about school because it's school. Like, why would I care about it? Did good in school, but I could not do anything without completely dragging my feet. I was just unmotivated by everything, uninterested by everything. I was like, I don't like any of this. I don't really want to do anything in my life. Like, I wish I could just sit and do nothing, because I don't like doing anything else. I'm not motivated to do anything else. I'm grateful that I'm still able to do things with depression and anxiety that a lot of people can't do, but it's hard too, because it just makes me like feel invalidated. I don't like doing anything, and everything I do makes me miserable, and I don't see hope in a lot of things, and everything just seems like a dead end. But I think my fears of not being successful kind of just counteract it, so it's like they fight each other. And so the whole time I'm miserable, and I hate my life, and I hate what I'm doing, and I just feel like sitting and doing nothing. They're also battling with this fear that like I'm not going to be successful, and I'm going to be a failure, and I'm going to be dependent on other people my whole life, or I'm not going to be happy. Because right now I'm definitely not happy, but if I'm waiting for the next step, I need to be happy in the next step, because I'm waiting for that. I'm just always waiting for the next big thing, and I'm waiting for like my next tattoo. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting to feel better, and I just don't. And I was waiting for school to get easier for me. I was waiting for the time where I would feel like, oh my god, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what makes me feel better. This makes me happy. Like, I'm just waiting for this moment to happen, and it just never does. And I think this weekend has made me realize that the reason why I'm still waiting is because I haven't gotten help. And I've just been going and going and going. since I was a kid. I just haven't had any time to just exist and figure out myself, figure out like how to take care of myself, figure out my mental health issues. Like, I just haven't had any time to actually get better. And I'm spending way too much money to be miserable. Like, I can't be $40,000 in debt when it makes me like this, bitch. No. Like, I can't do that. Like, I know rationally, like, oh my god, dropping out is a good decision for me, especially for my mental health, because if I go back, I'm not getting help. I'm just gonna storm through like I have been. Yeah, I might get an A in all my classes, and yeah, I might do really good on this project, and everyone's like, oh my god, that's super impressive. But bitch, I am miserable. I'm literally miserable as shit. And it's $40,000. Are you fucking kidding me? Also, my tattoo looks so good. But it's so scary knowing that I'm giving something up. Oh, I'm withdrawing, by the way. I don't know, like, why I didn't say this earlier. I'm withdrawing from school. It's just so hard, and I hate it, and I just want to skip this part of my life. But I've just been wanting to skip every single part of my life. And then by the time I'm dead, I'm gonna be wanting to skip that too. Like, girl, I can't skip everything. Like, I have to be content in something, and I'm just never content. Like, that's my issue.
Hi. I'm sitting in the back of my car because I don't have my own room now since I moved back home from college, because I dropped out, like I said, about a billion freaking times. This is bothering me. Oh my god. It's about a month after I dropped out. To the day, it's been exactly a month since I was last in classes. I can say now that I'm out of it, I haven't thought about school at all. I haven't regretted my decision. Also, I didn't really mention this, but I dropped out under like a medical withdrawal because of depression and anxiety. Since coming home, I've been able to start treatment through therapy. I also went to the doctor for the first time in 10 years to get my blood drawn to see if there's like another underlying issue for my mental illnesses. We'll see. I got my blood drawn. The bruise. Got my blood drawn like a week ago. I'm still waiting for the results. But right now they think I might have a thyroid issue, which could be causing anxiety and depression. It could be causing both. That's what they told me, but I don't know. I think it's genetic. But I wouldn't have been able to do that unless I dropped out. So I really don't regret my decision, because I would still have untreated mental illnesses. I know in the future some things might be harder for me because I don't have a degree, but I also know that if it does become harder, I can go to school online. Like, I can get a degree. Yeah, I don't regret my decision right now. These birds are like doing stuff, I think, or trying to. Super serene, calming, peaceful, if you will. Yeah, I just want to encourage you that if you're considering dropping out or considering taking a gap year or whatever, it'll be okay. I was freaking out all of that week, clearly. Like, the week that I dropped out, like you could see in that other clip. Like, I would cry all day for literally 5 days straight because I was so worried about my decision, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't letting myself do it because I was scared of what people would think about me, and I was just scared of like wasted potential, even though I knew I didn't like college from the beginning. Like, I never liked it. If you don't want to go to school, you don't have to go to school, and that's okay. And you'll find your path, and I know I'll find my path. Like, I'll be okay. It all works out somehow. So, like, just do what feels right in the moment. And those are my thoughts, and I've been talking for 20 minutes, and I literally think I got nothing. Next topic. I got in a car accident. 2 weeks ago, I was moving out of school, so I dropped out, and then I went back to like pack up all my things and move out as soon as possible so that I could get prorated housing. I moved out on a Saturday. Sunday, I went back to my apartment with my roommates, and I was just saying bye to everybody and like hanging out with them. So Mikey and I leave around like 12:30. There's no one on the road, it's just us. Mikey's the one driving, and when he drives, I'm also very alert, so like we're both very alert drivers. Driving in the middle lane, going 50. Then out of nowhere, we literally get hit from the back. Basically,
this is our car, right? This bitch comes in from, I guess he merges onto the highway. He hits us really hard in the back tire. We lose control, so we start swerving like this way. He, I guess, was trying to like correct himself, so he like hits us, turns, and then he was gonna hit the median on this side, so he turns again but overturns, hits us again in the front. We are able to straighten out, but he goes like ahead of our car, around, hits the median on this side, and then goes this way. And then we're freaking out. Apparently I was screaming. I don't remember. It was really scary. So we pull over to the side of the road, right? Us two sitting. I'm freaking out. He's freaking out. We're both freaking out because both of our lives flashed right in before our eyes. We call the cops. We call the 911, whatever. People are on their way. But while we're on the phone with them, I see in the rearview mirror, it is like burned in my brain. It is so scary. I'm shaking, like, because we literally almost died. I see in the rearview mirror this figure walking in the dark. We're on the highway, and this section of the highway that we crashed in didn't have like a lot of street lights, so it was really dark. But I can see him coming because we had our hazards on, so I'm seeing like this red flashing on this silhouette walking really fast towards us. We're still on the phone, by the way. This figure, because he was walking so damn fast, gets to our window in like no time. He's knocking on the window, and he's pissed. I can't act pissed, but I'll reenact it. Yo, dude, why did you do that? What do you mean? You hit us. Like, look at our car. You literally hit us from the back. Dude, I had my turn signal on. Like, why did you do that? Did you, like, my car? Like, dude, why did you do that? He says other things, but I was still, like, in a funk, so I don't really remember all that he was saying. He didn't even know what was happening. Oh my god. I have a dash cam. Like, I can literally show you, like, you hit me. I'll pull up the dash cam. You hit me. After we were done, like, talking to the guy, because it was just going nowhere, we rolled up the windows, locked everything, whatever, and this guy starts circling the car. He's, like, looking at the damage on my car, and I can tell this bitch is nervous, because he's like, oh my god, my story doesn't add up, because duh, it doesn't add up, like, what the hell, like, he literally hit us. Like, the way that we were driving straight, 50 miles an hour, there's no way, the damage on my car could have happened if we slightly moved over the lane. There's just no way it happened. Also, he had to have been going so much faster than us, because for both of us to lose complete control, like, I don't know how fast he was going, but it had to have been like 75. But what I thought was interesting is that this man didn't call the cops first, right? Like, he didn't call anybody. He marched to our car first while we were on the phones with the cops and was like, who are you calling? And we're like, the police. What do you mean? And he's just like confused. He had it worse. Like, he hit the median. He was on the other side of the road. There was a lot of commotion when it happened. There was like 4 different cop cars, 2 fire trucks, an ambulance, all of it. He talked to the police and the firemen and everything, and then the firemen like came up to my car and like made sure I was okay, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine, like, I'm just like scared and whatever. The other driver, when the cops showed up, he rushed to talk to them first, which is already super fishy. He didn't call the cops when he was in his car. He decided to walk over 4 lanes of a highway, walk across when it's dark out, and knock on our window and start yelling at us. Like, the whole thing was just like way too dramatic, and I hated it. Apparently the guy was like trying to talk to the cops first, couldn't get a story straight, said that we hit him, but it didn't make any sense because of the damage on our car. Apparently the guy like wouldn't let Mikey really talk about the situation, because Mikey was like, this is not what happened. And so the cops had to pull Mikey aside into the car and ask him like what happened. But Mikey told me in the car, which I didn't realize, the other driver had an unconscious person in the backseat. He was unconscious before the accident. I don't know why he didn't like say anything about it until the cops were like, yo, like, why is there this like guy in your backseat? From my understanding of the story, I don't know if the guy changed his story later, but he was picking up a friend from a bar, and the friend was completely unconscious in the backseat. So that brings me to this conclusion. If you have an unconscious, unbuckled person in the backseat, and you get in a car accident where you hit a vehicle really hard, lose control, hit the median, and then lose control again,
wouldn't you, I don't know, call the cops before you walk over 4 lanes of traffic to yell at the other driver? Girl, I was also in the car wreck that day. Duh. We didn't have an unconscious person in the back seat. We were all buckled up and we were all fine, and we called the cops immediately. No hesitation. This man did not, even with an unconscious friend in the back seat. So that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. If your friend is completely unconscious at the bar, it doesn't make any sense that they would call someone, right? I mean, I'm not 21, so I don't drink. So, like, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. He's completely unconscious, and then he calls you to pick him up, but he's unconscious when he gets in the car. To me, it makes more sense that this guy was also at the bar, right? So if he was drunk and driving, this is all, like, literally don't sue me if you're watching. He's literally not fucking watching this, but, like, don't sue me. Who knows if it's true or not. It's just basically opinion. Hi, Rachel. It's not opinion to my insurance company. This is straight fact. But to everybody else that's not my insurance company, girl, who knows? I might be a liar. So it just doesn't make sense to me if his friend's unconscious that he wasn't, like, that he called and then picked him up, unless they had, like, a set time. I don't know. But it just makes me think that he was also at the bar that night, and maybe he was under the influence, and that's why he hit our car. This bitch hit us so hard, there's no way he didn't see us unless he was distracted. Like, all my lights work. Well, not so much anymore. Oh my god, my neighbors are here. Another theory that I have. Okay, yeah, so it also makes sense to me that he would also be, like, on his phone, which would explain why he was confused or lying. We will never know, because I think he's a dirty, like, filthy liar. But, you know, it could have been actually he was just confused and didn't know what was happening, and, like, actually thought that we had hit him. But I'm just gonna say the latter. Doesn't matter, because our insurance companies are arguing about it right now. They're trying to figure out who's at fault. Obviously him, but this bitch is shady and refused to give my insurance company a statement, which is legal. Do whatever you want. But that just screams, oh my god, I hit these poor young adults that were doing everything right. But I don't give a shit that I made a mistake, and I'm still gonna blame them because I don't want to pay for it. Like, okay, but also don't be on your phone when you're driving, / don't drink when you're driving, / don't be a fucking idiot. Like, don't. If he would have just came up and said, oops, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do that, like, are y'all okay? Like, what's going on? I think the whole situation would be a lot easier for me to handle. Mikey called the other driver's insurance and gave them a statement, and then they were like, oh, yeah, we're gonna have to reevaluate this case now. Because I guess whatever the guy had told them was completely different than what we told them, and we have proof with pictures. Everything that happened with our car makes sense with the damage. It's just bad. Like, don't hit me with your goddamn car, ruin my car that I paid by myself at 12:30 a.m. because you're not paying attention, and then blame me for it. I'll insert all the pictures of the damage on my car. It could have been so much worse. Like, I know it could have, but it was just so scary. And he was just being such an asshole about it. I just hate when people are in the wrong and they don't admit that they're wrong and continue to try to blame other people for it. My muffler is in my back seat. The hell? You can kind of see, oh, the blanket's covering it, damn. Yeah, so now you can see my muffler is in the back seat. Yeah. But that's basically what happened with the car accident. I'm fine, Mikey's fine. We were released from the scene before I could see the damage on the other driver's vehicle, so I don't know how bad it is. I know he wasn't injured, the other driver. I don't think the passenger in their back seat was also injured, so everyone's okay. My car is fine, it's not that big of a deal, but it was really scary. My whole life just kind of like flashed before my eyes, and the only thing I could think of was I'm not ready. Before this point, I had never felt like I was gonna die. It's just hard to like think about how fragile life is. Like, you hear about it all the time, like, oh, you never know, and it really is like super fragile, and that's really scary to me. That just a split moment, you could be doing everything right and you could still die somehow. Anyways, I'm gonna go poop. I would love to be a Miss Trophy wife someday, but I would still have mad hobbies. Oh my god. Me as a trophy wife, bitch. I'll be painting in our dining room slash library slash art room. I have a live band playing in the back, and by live band I mean one violin and a singer. So orchestra, duo. But yeah, they're playing there. They're probably playing like Adele. Maybe not Lennon Stella, but also like violin and opera. And I'm sitting there with like a cool satin robe on. I'm painting right next to the window. There's big mountain view with valleys, and my little ugly ass chihuahua is like prancing in the yard. And I'm looking good as shit. That's the dream, ladies and gentlemen and theys and thems. Did I mention we're in Hawaii? That's pretty much all I have to say about this whole week. So the trilogy is complete. Every twist and turn was trying to knock me down, like every single one. But we made it. We made it, boys. That's all I have for this series. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I'm not the best storyteller. My therapist tells me I have popcorn thinking and something else that's not as catchy and I can't think of it. But basically, thoughts go into my head really sporadically, but then I also kind of circle on some ideas, so it's really hard for me to speak because all the thoughts like kind of pop in at once and I just jump all over the place. It's really hard for me to edit. It's super annoying. I shouldn't have a YouTube channel. I don't even know how to carry a conversation. Thank you for watching. Bye, I'll see you next time.